Anyways, very great honor and pleasure to be here again at the house of Sampradaya Prabhu. And what's his wife's name?
Dev Shakti.
Devi Shakti. Okay, yeah. If you ever go to Vrindavan and you don't meet Devi Shakti, then 50% of your trip is wasted.
Yes.
He's been in Vrindavan even longer than me.
Yeah, I met her. She's amazing.
So anybody here? Radha Krishna ka naam kya hai? What is the name of Radha Raman? Radha Raman. Achha. So we're very happy to be here at the lotus feet of Sri Radha Raman and Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani, be at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, and be here with all the devotees from around the Baltimore area. So tonight we're going to go to Vrindavan without ticket, without visa, no security check,
no police verification,
no mask. And just to take us to Vrindavan, we have a very wonderful song that was very dear to Prabhupada. Many times you'll hear him singing this song. Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan. So if you're getting signal up here, that's how you should be getting. But first of all, please put all your devices on silent. Otherwise, these little babies have a way of crying in the middle of the lecture. And then you can look up Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan. This song we like to sing when we're outside of Vrindavan, just to remind us of Vrindavan. And of course, in Vrindavan, when we can go to a very beautiful place like Gokul and sing this song, it's got a very special taste. But after you come to Vrindavan and you come back here, you'll sing this song, and then you'll see all the places coming like slideshow in the heart. Bing, bing, bing. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Jaya Vrindavan. Radhe Jayo Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Govinda Govinda Ate jayo Vrinda, Jaya Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. So whenever you sing this song, if you've been to Vrindavan, then all these places will come like slideshow in your heart. Yeah? You'll see all these places. If you haven't been, then you have to go and you get the experience. And sometimes devotees, they ask us, why do you do like that? Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. But there's actually Shastra Praman for this. Because sometimes we go on Prikrama to a place where there's, what to speak of running water, there's not even hand pump. We still have any hand pumps left in the Baltimore area? No. Yeah. So what is it? There's well. So, and especially our Western devotees, they don't know the village technology. You know, this iPhone, Bluetooth, and all this type of technology. Huh? But you don't know the village technology. Are what's so complicated? You take a rope, you tie it on the bucket and throw it in the well. And so they do like that. They tie the rope on the handle of the bucket, they throw the bucket in the well, and the rope is going through their hands. Whoa! Now rope, bucket, everything gone in the well. You don't know the village technology. At the end of the rope, there's a big knot. You take that knot and hold it with your left hand, and you throw the bucket with your right hand, and boom, like that. So now bucket, rope, and everything gone in the well. So we have to give 300 rupees to the ashram to buy a new bucket and rope. No, every ashram, this happens sometimes. So they have a special rope with so many hooks on it. And they send that rope down, they hook the handle of that bucket and pull it out of the well. So to get something from a deep place, we need a hook. So this body is also just like a well, but it's not filled with water, it's filled with pop. You know pop? Coca-Cola 7-Up, huh? No, pop means sin. So to get that sin, we need a hook. So this Ra Akshar, he's shaped just like a hook. Or especially this R in English, he's shaped just like a hook. And according to Sangeet Shastra, when you say this sound, Ra,
Ra,
you can feel it goes down. So we send that hook down, hook all of that pop, then the next letter is aspirated, coming out. Ra, hey. According to Sangeet Shastra, this sound goes up. You can feel it, huh? Radhe. Going up. Huh? Then we end with Sham. When this we pronounce this Ma Akshar, then this becomes close. You pull all that pop out, now Band Karo. Don't let it come back. Huh? Jai Jai Sri Ram. Don't let it come back. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Bhaktamayam Dati Swapadam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudhi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalpatrubhyascha kripasindubhevata patitanam So I was thinking of some pastime of Srila Prabhupada, because somebody other night was asking how I came to Krishna consciousness, or how I met Srila Prabhupada. So I told that story, but that we were chanting on Hollywood Boulevard, and Prabhupada came there to see the kirtan party. So the next day was my initiation, and this was one of the last initiations where Srila Prabhupada did everything. He sat right down on the ground with a head. It was in the old La Cienega temple. It was a big stage. On top of the stage, there was the first real Vyasa-san. Ordinarily, they just took some, the plastic milk crates, turned them upside down, put an old rug on top, and it became a Vyasa-san. But my dear godbrother, dear departed godbrother, Narayan, he made this beautiful velvet chair with, gold trim and everything. Big, one of those marriage umbrellas from Bharat, and he put it on top and everything. So when Prabhupada saw that for the first time, he said, I'm not qualified to sit there. Only on behalf of my spiritual master I can sit there. Prabhupada was in tears when he saw how the devotees were honoring him so much with this wonderful Vyasa. So Prabhupada sat down on the floor with us. He was in front of the Yajna. And first of all, he chanted right in front of us on our beads. I think after this initiation, then Prabhupada would chant, during the day, and then they would just hang them on the mic stand and he'd hand them out. But, and then, Prabhupada, he did the fire sacrifice, he gave the lecture, he did everything. This was one of the last times. So, and the person who made me a devotee, because in the old days, it's not that you went to the temple store and you brought some Tulsi beads from Loy Bazaar. Nobody knew what Loy Bazaar was. So we used to go to a company called Tandy Leather Company to get these little wooden beads, because all the hippies, they used to string on leather straps, these wooden beads. So Tandy Leather Company was the place where we got the wooden beads. And the person who made me devotee was Bhavananda. He's from Hollywood, so he had to get very, very white colored beads. You'll see in all those pictures, they always have great big blue and red beads from somewhere. But on California side, we got them with Tandy Leather Company. They get these beautiful, white, very light colored wood beads. So I handed my beads to Prabhupada. There was about 10 of us. I think Jayachitha, Dayanidhi, and Chitralekha. We just met her. Where did we meet Chitralekha? Oh, he's gone. All right.
Maybe DC temple?
Hmm?
DC temple?
No, before. Oh, New York. Because HUD was working on remodeling 26th Avenue. So that's what. She was initiated with us. Sahadevi. I can't remember all now. There was about 10 of us. So I handed my beads to Prabhupada and I watched him chant. He held them in his hand like this, you know, and it was just like in Prabhupada's hand looked like a string of pearls. It was a very light white colored wood, looked like a string of pearls. And he chanted like this. First on the tip, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Then he'd roll it like this. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Then he go to the next beat, tip, both the tip and the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So today I chant like this, because if you chant like this, because sometimes we get spaced out and lazy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But this, you do it like this: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, and then roll Hare Rama, Rama. Very easy to keep your concentration. The Prophet chanted on the beads, and then he asked me, "So how many rounds?" I said, 16, Srila Prabhupada. And he said, "What are the 4 rules and regulations?" And I said, "No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex life." And then my mind went blank. Then I froze. I was in front of Prabhupada and I could remember what's the next one. You know? And I just froze completely. I couldn't think. Then some brahmachari behind me was saying, "Oh, God." I said, "No intoxication." And Prabhupada said, "Yes." He knew exactly where I was at. He said, "Yes, no LSD." And then Prabhupada laughed at his own joke. It was so cute, you know. No LSD. So he said, "Your name is Deena Bandhu." Deena Bandhu means friend of the humble. And I guess I still had some funny look on my face.
That's
I guess I still had a funny look on my face from forgetting one of the regular principles. So, because Prabhupada looked at me and he said, "It is all right?" "Oh, yes, you're the Prabhupada." So then he handed my beads. I knew better from seeing so many times. You know, if you reached with your left hand, Prabhupada would yank the beads back. So I took my beads. And then I still remember, I don't remember the lecture. I just remember one part of the lecture. He gave a very simple example. He quoted, he said, there's a small Bengali verse. Chuchi hoi, muchi hoi, Jari Krishna, tyaje. Muchi hoi, chuchi hoi, Jari Krishna, bhaje. So we know the word tyag, you know, it comes from the root tyaj. So, and Prabhupada said there's 2 classes of men. One is suchi. Suchi means clean, means Brahmin. And other is muchi, lowest down. The dealer, Prabhupada said it was such disgust. Skin, dealers in skin, the cobbler. He's the lowest down in society. But even if one is suchi, a Brahmana, Yadi Krishna Tyaji, he has no Krishna consciousness, or he has given up Krishna consciousness, he immediately becomes muchi, the lowest down. And even if one is muchi, but he Yadi Krishna Bhaje, if he has taken up, turn off the echo, just make it echo. Side Sadhe. Yadi Krishna Bhaje, if he's taken up Krishna consciousness, he immediately becomes Suchi, highest. So you take advantage of this small Bengali verse, chant Hare Krishna, and make your life perfect. Right? And then Prabhupada, he sprinkled all the colors, he did the whole fire sacrifice, and he got up on this, climbed up on the stage and up on his Vyasasan, and we were all there jumping up and down. And like I said, this was the old days. It wasn't that you went to the temple store and bought a nice cotton dhoti from Loy Bazaar. The beautiful little racing stripes on it and everything. We used to go to J.C. Penney's or Woolworths and buy 60%, 65% Dacron and 35% nylon. Peach colored cloth. Hare Krishna.
No,
So, now Bhavananda was the one who made me a devotee. He's from Hollywood, so he got this very silky, shiny, peach-colored cloth. We used to cut it, in the length of a dhoti and somehow make it into a dhoti. So it was very, very silky cloth. So I was there jumping up and down in front of Prabhupada. He's doing kirtan, and all of a sudden I could feel the dhoti going. So I just grabbed it like this. And then afterwards, there was a little room on the side of the old Lasingani temple where Prabhupada took prasad. And we all went into the prasad hall. And I was on cloud 9, And then we were taking prasad, and somebody said, Prabhupada's leaving. So we all ran out. There was this little cement path from the door, through the green grass. So we were all lined the sides of the path like little puppy dogs. And Prabhupada came down the line, and he'd take his bead bag, and he would pop his bead bag on somebody's head, and because he was walking forward. So when he went to the other side, he would miss one person, and he hit that one, and then he'd miss one person on this side, the next one, like that, So, and my poor godbrother Jayajitha, Prabhupada missed him. So he ran immediately, got in line again, and second time Prabhupada missed him. He was almost crying after. And then we watched Prabhupada's car because there's no place for Prabhupada to stay. So he, in the old Lasingani temple, so he went off to the flat where he was staying, and we just watched until the car disappeared. See the Prabhupada ki. So yesterday we went to Gokul, and we heard some wonderful pastimes. And somebody said, "Well, isn't Gokul? Isn't that where the Damodar Leela took place?" So he said, "That's for another day. So we'll do it today." Because then from Brahmandagat, we turn right and we go a couple of kilometers down, and it's very interesting because you'll see. You look closely; it's not very steep, but the highway is going down, and then it goes up, and you can see that all the land comes down like that, and then goes back up before you get to Gokul. And Vrishvasis told me that that's where Putana landed. That's why it's down like that, And you can see that her one foot landed on this side, so that land is down. On either side, the land is high. And then another leg went here, and that land in between is high. And then on the other side of the leg, the land again is high. You can see this is where Putana fell. So then you come just before you get to, or just as you about to enter the temple area, you come to Ukal Bandhan. The place is called Ukal Bandhan. Ukal means the wooden grinding mortar, and you can figure out Bandhan just like if there's a bond between us, then we're bound together. So Ukal Bandhan, where Krishna was tied to the Ukal. It was a very, very peaceful place. And they claim to have the original grinding mortar there. Now they have it in a big glass display case, but we used to see it without any case around it. And anyway, what happened was all the older gopis came to Mother Yasoda, and they began to complain. Ulana Lila. That your Lala comes to our house and steals our butter, milk, and yogurt. And Mother Yasoda said, Ari Sakyan, what do you think? In our house, there's no butter, milk, or yogurt? Huh? My Pati Dev, Nanda Baba, he has 9 lakhs of cows. Hmm? You know the meaning of 1 lakh? How much?
100,000.
100,000, right. So 9 lakhs means almost 1 megabyte. So दूध दही मक्खन घी ये सब नदी के बराबर हमारे घर पर बैठे रहते हैं. All these things are flowing like river in our house. But why he'll go to somebody else's house to sleep? Hmm? Somebody sort of began to reflect, must be that the servant girls don't make the butter properly. Hmm? It's so hard to get good help these days. Even 5,000 years ago, Mother Yasoda had this complaint. So tomorrow's Diwali, I will give them all chutti, day off, and I personally will churn the yogurt into butter. And Lala won't have to go steal anywhere. Hmm? So that night, Mother Yasoda, she got the best milk of brunch. Hmm? Because we heard Nanava has 9 lakhs of cows. Among them, there's 100 special cows. And the juiciest, freshest grass is given to them. Hmm? Then they take the milk from those 100 special cows and feed it to 10 very special cows. Hmm? And they took the milk of those 10 very special cows and they feed it to Krishna's very favorite cow, Padma Ganda. Hmm? Padma we know means
Lotus.
lotus. And Ganda means fragrance. Her milk is fragrant like lotus flower. Hmm? So Mother Yasoda got that milk. And in Braj, it's not that we scrape the cream off and churn that into butter. We take the whole milk and turn it into yogurt, and then we churn it into butter. And I read an article that milk, that butter and ghee that's made from the cream, that creates the bad cholesterol. And that butter and ghee from the yogurt creates the good cholesterol. Because everybody worries about these things these days. I'm telling you, I read this article. So Mother Yasoda got all that milk. She boiled it in a big pot. And when it cooled down, she put some yogurt culture and went to sleep. Now the next morning, she wants to churn this yogurt into milk. And all the mothers know one thing. And those who are going to be mothers soon, you'll learn very quickly. You can't get anything done around the house as long as the children are awake. The old mothers are laughing. So Mother Yasoda, she took Lala and put him in his bed. And she sang beautiful lullabies to put him to sleep. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Then when Lala was fast asleep, she took that big pot of yogurt and she poured it into the churning pot. And then we have a rod with little spokes on it. And 2 ropes are tied to the wall to hold the rod straight. And the other rope, we twirl it around like that. And then she began to churn the yogurt into butter. And so this sound is almost like this madanga. And Mother Yasoda, she has so many bangles. I always feel unhappy when I go to the West. Nobody has any bangles except the Indian ladies. The Indian ladies, they can't go outside the house without bangles. I always tell, tomorrow you're not allowed on the bus unless you get some bangles. So all her bangles going ching, 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 just like this. Hartal. And Mother Yasoda, she's chanting the names of her Lala. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So this is Krishna Nam. So Mridanga is there, Kartal is there, Krishna Nam is there. This is Sankirtan. And Mother Yasoda, she's chanting in Vatsalya Prem. This is Prem Sankirtan, not just ordinary Kirtan. And Prabhupada explained to us that as soon as you chant Hare Krishna, then Radha and Krishna go, oh, someone is chanting our name. And Prabhupada said the secret is you chant with so much love that Radha and Krishna will say, oh, someone's chanting our name with so much love. Let us go and see who it is. So this praying, this Vatsalya praying kirtan is going on. How Lala is going to sleep? If our ordinary kirtan attracts his attention, then how he's going to sleep with Mother Yasoda chanting his name? So immediately he woke up. And he ran to the butter churning room. And he began to pull on Mother Yasoda's sari, indicating that she should stop and feed him milk. So Mother Yasoda said, oh, this Lala is too hungry. So she took him, she stopped her churning, she put him on her lap, and she began to feed him milk from her own breast. We can't imagine the fortune of Mother Yasoda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his most attractive form as a little cowboy boy, drinking milk from her own breast. We can't imagine. All we can say is, Ma Yasoda ki jai. And she's seeing his little white teeth are coming, and little drops of milk are spilling from the side of his mouth like little drops of pearls. She just forgot everything, seeing this beautiful scene. Meanwhile, she had put some milk on the stove to heat up to make sweets for Lala. But she just forgot everything. First of all, we read that that milk began to boil over. But actually, our acharyas have written in their tikas, in their commentaries, that what happened was that milk was thinking that Mother Yasoda, she has unlimited love for Lala. And Lala has unlimited love for Maya. And she will go on giving milk, he will go on drinking milk, she will go on giving milk, he will go on drinking milk. This will go on forever. Will never get offered to Krishna. So what is the use of her life? He decided to suicide himself by jumping into the fire. So meanwhile, Mother Yasoda, she began to smell that smell. We know that smell, huh? And she just threw Krishna down on the floor, and she ran. Actually, she tried to throw Krishna down on the floor. It's like when I preached in Colombia, we had a nice farm. On the farm, we had a little monkey. And in America, we have this saying, like a monkey on your back, And that little monkey, she used to come and just sit on your shoulder, and no way you could get her off. She'll grab your sika and grab your kurta, and you just, So Mother Yasoda tried to put Krishna on, but he grabbed her choti, he grabbed her sari, he put his 2 feet around her arm like that. With great difficulty, Mother Yasoda put him on the ground and ran to stop the milk from boiling. So we read in Srimad Bhagavatam that she pulled some of the wood out and she began to sprinkle water to stop it from boiling. But our acharyas have explained that actually what happened was that milk saw that Mother Yasoda, she has a perfection of life, we just described. But she's not worried about her own satisfaction. She's worried about that this milk is a devotee who'll get offered to Krishna as sweets. And so she's worried about the devotees. Seeing Mother Yasoda's extraordinary love for the devotees, the milk decided to not suicide himself and jumped back into the pot. Meanwhile, Lala, he became very angry. I was drinking milk so peacefully from my Maya, and she just threw me on the ground and ran away. He became very upset. Now, this is very interesting because we heard the definition of bhakti is anukul. Shilanam. Guru Goswami says. Anya vilasita sunyam jnana kumari navin anukulyena krishnanu shilanam. Bhakti Uttama, that is Uttama Bhakti. Now Krishna has become upset. This is not Anukul. But actually, just like Kansa, he's also very Krishna conscious. He's so Krishna conscious, envious of Kansa. 24 hours a day he was thinking about Krishna. Just for example, his servant came with a glass of water for him. The plate was silver, the glass was silver, it was reflecting all the colors of the palace. And Krishna just looked, Kamsa looked, he saw something shiny is coming, it's very colorful, and he screamed, guards, that dust has come, that rascal's come, kill him. Servant said, Are Maharaj, I just brought your water. Even seeing water, Kamsa is thinking about seeing Krishna. Just like the first word that our foreign devotees learn in Vrindavan when we're on Trikoma, Pani. Oh, Prabhu, where's Pani? There's a difference between us and the Goswamis. We hear in the Sar Goswami Astakam, Hey Radhe Vratadevi Ke Chalalite, Hey Nanda Suno Kuta. Kuta means where. The Oh Lalita, Oh Radharani, Oh Krishna, where are you on Govardhan Hill, by the bank of the Jamuna, underneath the Kadamba tree. This is the Goswamis. And we come to Braj, Oh Prabhu, Pani, where's Pani? Where's the bathroom? There's a difference between us and the Goswamis. So Lala, he became very upset. So, excuse me, where were we? We were, Kansa. So the cook came with a nice silver thali, silver katoris, some red tomato chutney, and orange carrot halava, and nice yellow sabji, and nice green puris, very, very colorful. And Kansa looked up, he said, Are, that dust has come, Krishna has come, kill him, guards, kill him. Are, Maharaj, I just brought your kana, I just brought your lunch. Conscious soul Krishna conscious. That even seeing his food, he's seeing Krishna. And you tell me truthfully, on Sunday feast, when you see that nice gulab jamun sitting on your plate, do you think of Krishna? But Kansa, even seeing his food, he's thinking of Krishna. So he has two wives, Asti and Prati, the daughters of Jarasandha. So they decorated themselves very nicely with beautiful crowns and beautiful saris, and they came before their Pati Dev. And Kansa looked from a distance. He said, guards, they both have come. Krishna and Balaram both come. Kill them. Hey, Maharaj, that's your wives. Even seeing his wives, he's seeing Krishna and Balaram. Such Balaram. When you see your wife, do you see Krishna? Kansa is so Krishna conscious, but his consciousness is Pratikul, not Anukul. And Kansa, at the end, he has a big fight with the wrestlers, because Krishna loves a good fight. So actually, he was enjoying like anything. And now he's become upset with Mother Yasoda. But Mother Yasoda's activity is still considered bhakti because she's thinking this milk will be used to make sweets from Lala. So her activity, even though Krishna is apparently, he's relishing the pastime, he appears to be upset. He's just relishing this pastime. It's Anukul. So her activity is considered bhakti. So anyway, he's very upset. So he thought what to do, what rascal thing can I do? Now this churning pot, it has to be very, very thick because it has a wooden rod and sometimes we bounce it and bounce, and it's banging against the sides of the pot. So it has to be very heavy, not easy to break. So he saw in the corner of the kitchen, there's this stone, for grinding all the spices, for grinding the paneer, for making the palak for making the palak paneer, very heavy stone. So Lala, he grabbed that stone and pow, he smashed a big hole in the butter pot, butter churning. And all the way in half turn, butter went all over the food. Then he thought, oh, I'm going to get in big trouble. So he ran out of the butter churning room. On his way out of the butter churning room, he looked in the storeroom and he saw the butter from the previous days hanging there in the storeroom. So they stopped. And he went into the storeroom. But he is very small and butter is very tall. So he got the ukal. He pulled the ukal over. He climbed on top of the ukal. He untied the rope. He got that butter pot and he ran out to the courtyard. And he began to eat the pot of butter. Now, those of you who've been to Vrindavan, you know if you have something to eat, who comes?
Monkeys.
So all the monkeys came. And Krishna saw the monkeys and he thought, because those of us who live in Braj, you'll see we all carry a stick with us. It's very good for chasing away the monkeys. Because that monkey will come, he'll jump on your shoulder before you even know, poof, your glasses are gone. And then he'll stand on top of the wall, and you can yell and scream and shake your hands. For him, you don't exist. You just serve. But if you have a stick, he throws those glasses and he runs up the tree. So Krishna saw all the monkeys. And he thought, in my previous incarnation as Lord Ram, these monkeys, they did so nice service. And I didn't give them anything. At least in this avatar, I should give them a little butter. So he began to distribute butter to all the monkeys. Meanwhile, Mother Yasoda, she cleaned up the mess in the kitchen. She set the milk right. And she came back and she saw a big disaster in the butter room. And you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure everything out. There's these buttery little footprints. They go out of the room. They go into the storeroom. There's little buttery footprints all over the ukal. The pot of butter is missing. So, and the footprints go up to the courtyard. So Mother Yasoda, on her way to the courtyard, she grabbed the stick. So I just explained that all of us have a stick, for the monkeys. So all the monkeys, they saw that stick in Mother Yasoda's hands, because Krishna, he's distributing butter. He's got his back to Mother Yasoda. But all the monkeys saw, and they saw that stick. They all ran up in the tree. Then Lala, he turned around, saw Mother Yasoda's coming with the stick. So he began to run. And Mother Yasoda's running behind him. But her hips are very big. Her breasts are very swollen. She can't run so fast. And he's running round and round, and Mother Yasoda's just behind him. And then Krishna, he began to see that Mother Yasoda, she's huffing and puffing. She's working too hard. So then he agreed to let her catch him. So she caught him. And he began to rub his eyes and smear all the nice black kajal all over his face. I'll be good, Maya. I'll be good. I won't do it again, Maya. I'll be good, Maya. I won't do it again. Please don't beat me. And Mother Yasoda thought, it's not good if he feels too frightened at me. So she threw that stick away. He says, okay, Lala, I'm going to forgive you. We didn't hear this in Srimad Bhagavatam, but our acharyas have explained. But you did 2 offenses. But breaking the churning pot, that was a very naughty thing to do. But I'm going to forgive you for that. But this stealing, if you grow up to become a thief, you'll get so much trouble later in life. I'm going to have to punish you for that one to teach you a lesson. And your assistant, your comrade in this stealing, that was ukam. So I'm going to tie the both of you together to punish you. So Mother Yasoda got some ropes and she put it around the ukal and she put it around Krishna's waist and his 2 fingers too short. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says he has no beginning, middle, or end. How you'll tie up something like that? So then she got some more ropes. She tied it around the ukal, around Lala, still 2 fingers too short. And she got some more ropes. By this time, all her older gopi friends come, and they're all laughing. Arisaki, this morning you tied a little black string around his waist. Now with all this rope, you can't tie him up. Because if you go to Braj, you'll see in all the villages, little children, they have a little black string around their waist. So this morning you tied him up with a little black string. Now with all this rope, you can't tie him up. Then she got some more ropes. It's still 2 fingers too short. So then she got those ropes that we use to tie around the back feet of the cow when we milk her. You guys all live in a big city. You've never seen cows getting milked, huh? Because when you're milking, you may squeeze too hard, then the cow, she'll kick, and you and the bucket and everything, milk and everything goes flying. So we have these little ropes that we tie around the. First of all, you guys never see cows. You live in big cities. You know there's an animal called a cow, and she's got this udder underneath. And you squeeze on the little teats like this, and milk comes out. So anyway, so you may pinch, so she'll kick. So we have these little piece of rope that we tie the back legs. That she can't kick us. So Mother Yasoda got all of those ropes. Still 2 fingers too short. Because Mother Yasoda, she's angry with Krishna. Anger means Rajagun. Can we tie up Krishna with Rajagun? We can't even tie him up with Sattvagun. So then all her friends are laughing. Then Mother Yasoda, she began to laugh at the situation. As soon as she laughed, immediately she transcended all the modes of material nature, and whoop, she was able to tie up Krishna. As Prabhupada explains, 1 finger was our effort, another finger is Krishna's mercy. Just like actually Prabhupada told us, for every step you take towards Krishna, Krishna takes 10 towards you. So then she was able to tie him up. And she went back to clean up the big mess in the butter churning. So meanwhile, Krishna's sitting there tied to the ukal. And Krishna and Balaram and all the copper boys came. And they saw Krishna tied up like that. And Balaram became very angry. Are, Kanaya, what happened? Who did this? Who did this, Kanaya? I'm going to burn them to ashes. Because we know Baladev in his form as Anantashesh, at the end of the universe, he destroys everything with fire. He says, I will burn them to ashes. Who did this? He said, Maya. Maya did this? What did you do? I didn't do that. No. If Maya tied you up, you must have done. I'm not getting involved. Hey, Stoka Krishna, Sriram, come on. Oh, first we called for Batu, his good friend. We were to sing Batu Dvijaraj. Madhu Mangal. Hey, Muddy, come here, help me out. Madhu Mangal says, look, you guys always make the plan. You guys execute the plan. Then you guys all run away. I'm lame. I get stuck behind. I'm the one who gets in trouble. Now you're in trouble. I'm not going to help. All right, Sridham, Stoka Krishna, come here. Oh, what are you guys doing? You're tightening it or are you untying it? Huh? Because this knot is tied with Vatsalya Ras. And copper boys are in Sakya Ras. The Sakya Ras is not able to untie this Vatsalya Ras knot. It was all right, you guys are useless. Get out of the way. And he saw those twin Arjun trees there. We get into that story that will be here all night. But anyway, they were Managriva and what was the name?
Nalikwar.
Yeah, they were cursed to become trees. Actually, was it a curse or was it a benediction? Because he said eventually Krishna will come and liberate you. So Krishna remembered that Nardmuni had given this benediction to these 2 huge Arjun trees. I always wondered why Arjun tree? Why not oak tree or some other tree, neem tree? And then I went to Mauritius. And in Mauritius, you'll see all along the highways, they have these old Arjun trees. With very reddish bark. And Mauritius is a little island just off the coast of Africa, in the middle of the ocean. And certain season, these tufans come. Or they call them cyclones. 250, well, no, that's 250 kilometers per hour. Anyway, 180 mile per hour winds come. Everything in Mauritius is flattened. All the crops, everything, all the trees. Except for these Arjun trees. They have very heavy root system. They have what I call rocket fin roots. Not like the banyan trees have, roots hanging down. This one, they're coming out of the side of the tree like a little wall. You see, one's going this way, they're like rocket fins. I call rocket fin roots. They have very heavy root system. So even 180 mile per hour wind doesn't knock them. And Lala, he knocked over too. So by going to Mauritius, this pastime became even sweeter. So Lala, he crawled between those two Arjun trees, and the ukal went topsy-turvy and got stuck. Then he put one foot on one tree, one foot on another tree, and he pulled. Actually, just as soon as they were touched by his lotus feet, they were liberated. But just for the pastime, he put one foot there and it looked like he was pulling. But just by the touch of his lotus feet, they got liberated. And the two trees came crashing down with a big sound. And Lala was right in between them, completely unharmed. Meanwhile, Nanda Baba, he heard this horrible sound, those trees crashing down. He came running to that place. He saw these two gigantic Arjun trees were lying on the ground. And Lala's in between, tied up to this ukal, and he's safe somehow. So he ran there to Krishna. Now he's in Vatsalya Ras. He immediately untied that knot. Krishna jumped into his arms. He said, Lala, who did this? He said, Maya, what did you do? I didn't do nothing at all. No, what did you do? I didn't do nothing, Baba. Meanwhile, Mother Yasoda, she also heard this sound. She came running, and she sees Lala in the arms of Nanda Baba. And she stretched out her arms to take him. She came running, and Lala, he was on this side. He immediately hit his head on this side. And Maya came on this side, then he hit his head on this side. And she came on this side, and he hit it this side. And then crying like a cow who's lost her calf, Mother Yasoda went crying to her room. And Baba said, Ari, Lala, you go to your Maya. No, I don't want to see this rascal Maya. I was drinking milk so sweetly, and she just threw me down and left me. Said, I don't want to see this rascal Maya. But Lala, who's going to give you your bath this evening? He says, Tu Baba, I don't want to see this Maya. And who's going to heat up the milk and feed you milk before you go to bed? He says, Tu Baba. And in the morning, who's going to wake you up? He says, Tu Baba. And who's going to bathe and dress you? Tu Baba. I don't want to see this rascal Maya. So Nanda Baba, he took Lala home. He gave him his bath. He heated up the milk, gave him his milk. He tucked him in his bed. It's all right now, Lala, you go to sleep. He said, no, Baba, you have to tell a story. He said, no, you can. No, I will go to sleep till you tell a story. Okay, Lala. One time there was a very demonic king named Hiranya Kashipu. And even though he was a great demon, he had a son who was a great devotee named Prahlad. And he tried to make his son educate him to become a demon. But he was just preaching Krishna consciousness to all his friends in the school. So the teachers were exasperated. They brought him to Hiranyakashipu. And he asked, my dear son Prahlad, what is the best thing you've learned in school? He says, Baba, I didn't learn anything nice in school. but I know the best thing is hearing, chanting, remembering Vishnu, and becoming his friend and Sravanam Kirtanam Smaranam Bandhanam Padasevanam Fruiting of the feet Dasyam Atma Nivedanam. And Hiranyakashipu became furious. Vishnu, where did you get this nonsense? Huh? Where is this Vishnu? Oh, Prahlad said, oh, foremost of the atheists. Can you imagine calling yourself, oh, foremost of the atheists? Huh? You cannot understand by your own effort. Only by the mercy of the pure devotees you will be able to understand. And where is this Krishna? He said, Baba, he's everywhere. He's everywhere? He's everywhere? Is he here? Is he here? Is he in this pillar here? Well, Baba, he's everywhere. I'll show you your Krishna. I'll show you your Vishnu. He pulled out his sword and he smashed that column to smithereens. And then Lala jumped on his bed. He mimicked, Nrsingadev. Rah! And he mimicked, him tearing Hiranyakashipu apart. Baba said, how does he know the end of this story? Okay, Lala, you take rest now. So next morning, Nanda Baba, he woke up Lala with sweet melodies. He bathed and dressed him, got him his breakfast, and Mother Rohini came to him. And she said, Mother Yasoda is going to die. Lala, as soon as he heard that Mother Yasoda is going to die, he jumped out of Baba's arms. He ran into Mother Yasoda's room and jumped into her arms. Yasoda Damodar ki. So our acharyas have helped us to relish the essence of this wonderful pastime. So this is a pastime of Yashoda Damodar. That's what we're celebrating the whole month of Kartik, because this pastime happened on Diwali, right? Because Mother Yashoda gave all the girls chutti and vacation. So the whole month has become known as Damodar because of this pastime. So, but we always sing Jaya Radha Damodar Radha. So Radha Damodar pastime in the Vishya Puran, it describes that one time on Kartik Purnima, Krishna was late coming to the Rasa arena. So when he came there, Radharani immediately took a golden belt and tied him up. And she wanted to know why he was late. Maybe he was with some other gopi. He was in angry mudra. Angry mudra means hands on the hips and toes tapping. He said, well, today was Kartik Purnima. My Maya kept me home for doing some special program, so some special function, so I couldn't come on time. So then Radharani untied him. So this is the Radha Damodar. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You see Radha Yashoda Damodar ki. You see Radha Damodar ki. Maybe we should put our voice to rest here and ask if anybody has any questions or comments.
We still in Gokula. If we go and visit, we can see that Ukal and still existing, right?
Yeah. There's some very decorative stones are there that they say there's. We heard it was a wooden grinding board, but anyway, the grinding part must have been done by some stones. Now it used to be out in the open. Now there's a big glass case there. And there's a beautiful. We first come in, and there's a beautiful temple of Jamuna, because Jamuna is just across the fields. You can see Jamuna flying. And so there's a beautiful temple of Jamuna there. And then now somebody several years ago, when I first went there, there was nothing, but now there's a little temple of Radha Damodar there. And then around the corner, there's a little shrine. And on the wall, they copied the ISKCON picture of the Damodar on the wall. And the Ukal is there. And then there's one little shrine with it's actually It's round, but you see it's carved in stone. This is to commemorate because Vasudev carried Vasudev in a basket across the Jamuna. So that's to remind you of that pastime. We have a little shrine there with this little stone basket there.
So that's a courtyard of 5,000 years back where
Yeah,
the
that was the court because the palace that's there now is very small. We can understand in Wapar, people were very big. You see the palace is very low, so this is replica of Nanda Baba's palace, but it was very huge and extended all the way up. The courtyard extended all the way to the Kalbanda. And after sitting in the peaceful Chintaran Ghat where we were yesterday in Brahmanda Ghat, we avoid going up to that temple. They just grab you and pull you over here, and you have to give some donation here, and you have to give some donation there. So I always skip that. Because after sitting at I described Chintaran Ghat the other day. It's so peaceful and beautiful. Just disturbs our whole bhajan to go there. But Ukobanda, they're very sweet. And now there's a little shrine for my old friend Gopal. There's several boys. I think he has 7 sons or something. But a few of them are there. And they always bring us nice bread rotis. As soon as they see Deena Bandhu come, they start cooking the bread rotis. And they wanted to build a big temple there, but then somehow COVID came in the middle. Everything got upset. So I don't know what will finally happen. They have the base and everything is all laid out. They're ready to build a big temple there. Let's see what happens. And devotee from Bahrain was collecting for that, and then somehow COVID came and made a big trouble for everybody. And they have lots of big fat cows where they're taking care of cows very nicely there. They're always asking donations for their cows. It was special, and Kartik give donation for the cows at Ukal Bandhan.
Yeah, you can feed the cows too,
Yeah, they have.
To feed the cow.
Yeah, they give us some things to feed the cows.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah.
So when we go to Vrindavan, we do the parikrama for like 1 day, right? The whole Vrindavan down. But I saw when I went, some devotees, they did 1 month parikrama. What is the difference between that 1 month and 1 day?
Well, one is just usually in Ekadasi, everybody does parikrama of Vrindavan town.
No, they said
Yeah.
we are going to stay for 30 days somewhere. I don't know what. I did not understand.
Yeah, no, well, I'll explain. Usually Ekadasi, the Vrindavan, because the forest of Vrindavan is huge. In the Krishna book, as well as in the first canto, Prabhupada explains that the forest of Vrindavan stretches from the municipality that is now known as Vrindavan, 24 miles up to Nandagam. It includes Barsana and Govardhan. That's the forest of Vrindavan. The Vrindavan town has a Panchkosi Prakam, just about almost 10, not less than 10 kilometers, 16 rounds. If you start out in the morning, you can finish 16 rounds. It's a few extra. It used to be all beautiful sand, beautiful Braj. Now it's all paved over, and you can trick them in with cars and buses and scooters. We miss those days where the Braj was there. So that's the Panchkosi Prakam. Some people do every day. Mainly you'll see it crowded on Ekadasi. And then Lokanath Swami's crew, they take a prakam, and Kartik, they take a prakama that goes to all the places of Braj. Because Vrindavan is just there's 12 forests. On the western bank of Jamuna, we have Madhuvan, Palavan, Kamudvan, Bahulavan, the biggest, Vrindavan, then one so far away in Rajasthan, Kamivan, and then one little forest between Nandagam and Barsana called Kedarvan. 7. On the eastern bank of Jamuna, there's 5 forests: Bhadravan, Bandirvan, Belvan, Lohavan, and Gokul Mahavan. When they had forest has two names, Gokul Mahavan. So 7 and 5, 12. So in Braj, I'm not sure which, in one of the scriptures describes that there's a prikama that you do to all the 12 forests of Braj. Actually, what we do is Vanyatra. Braj Manda Prikama. So the whole perimeter of Braj is 186 miles, 84 coasts. One coast I can't remember, but it comes out to 184 or 86 or something miles. And that happens whenever there's extra month, when Purushottam month comes, then you'll see all the Brajvasis, they go all around. They do the real Braj Mandal, all around the perimeter of Braj. Wherever they get, people let them just sleep on their porches or in their anywhere there's some place, and they feed them, and it's amazing thing. But what we do is Vanyatra. We go to all the 12 forests for 30 days, going to visit all the different holy places. So that's the 30-day yatra. That's the Braj Mandal. We call it Braj Mandal Prikama. Technically, it's Vanyatra. And what we do in 30 days, the Gujaratis come and do in 45 days. And they have sometimes 6,000-8,000 people. It depends on who's there's several acharyas in Kusti Marg, and who's a big acharya comes, a big 8,000 people on Prikama. And they'll camp, like between Nandagam, because at that time, all the fields are being harvested, and the fields are empty. So they rent out the fields and they make a big camp between Nandagam and Barsana, and they have shops and a big pandal for their programs in the evening, and medical shop, and the whole city springs up. So now I think we're up to maybe 2,000 or 3,000 devotees going on our Prikama. We set up tents, and sometimes we stay in the schools because we'll leave before school starts, and we arrive after school starts, let out, so we stay in the schools, and some places tents, and they make a big program. Like that for 3 days, they wander around barefoot. Or at least in the old days when it was all Braj, we used to run barefoot and everybody used shoes because it's very difficult. And every place has its own little figure. There's also, because most people go to Barsana, they just go up the stairs, get harassed by the pandas, and come down. But when I go, we do there's a beautiful Prikama marg. And you slowly you come up, and then you go down the stairs. And it's very nice. Just go around and see all these nice places, and we get harassed by the pandas and come downstairs.
Around Radhakund, we see that those devotees have a different tilak, Radhakund tilak they are.
Yeah.
So what is the qualification with that? We can ISKCON devotees also here?
You can do sometimes, there's no harm.
But last,
No, not regularly.
Whenever they did the
Not regularly.
cleaning of Radhakund, they took out all the mud, and so they stored that all up and make tilak out of little tilak things. And all the little girls of Radhakund come, pulling on your shawl.
but last time when we went, Prabhuji, the Prabhujis over there said we are not supposed to take that without their permission. We have to ask our Guru Maharaj if we are supposed to keep the Radhakund tilak on.
I never heard such a thing.
Putting tilak on, you have to put Gopi
Yeah.
Chandan. Sometimes Prabhuji said you can put,
I
you should
heard
not
once in
put
a
it
while
all the
to
time.
do Radhakund tilak is no harm.
Can we mix it with the Gopi Chandan and use it? That's not.
Okay, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Then you're mixing two different things. That's just gone in other places.
Anyway, nobody's come up with so many things. Someone was telling me the other day, and you're not supposed to chew tulsi. I said, if you don't chew tulsi, then you'll choke to death.
Yeah.
Then somebody will come up Well, you can't put tulsi in your mouth, you know.
Yeah, many devotees like senior, they said, "Oh, you should be sucking the juice and just swallow." I said, "I can never do that."
No, sir. Rinnikun Baba never told me any such thing. I said that to him. He said, "Where did he get the next?" He said, "Next they'll say you can't put it in your mouth." But he said,
One small question.
yeah.
So, are we supposed to take the Radha Kund water out of the Vrindavan? Like, if we can bring it
Yeah,
here?
of course. No problem.
They said nothing, we have not.
No,
taken
only
anything.
Braj Raj.
Only
And
Giriraj, that you should take. If you want to take a Giriraj Shila home, you should to get permission first from your Guru Maharaj. Or
And
take
water
permission from the Brijvasis. Or technically, in I can't remember which Puran it's in, it says you should take one Govardhan Shila and leave
Gold.
that amount of gold behind.
Actually, Prabhupada also, I read somewhere, some devotees were taking thing and quotation somewhere. Prabhupada said, "No, you should never take it out or something like that, unless somebody gifts you or somebody. You can't just take it because then slowly, Giriraj is gonna be like taken away by everybody." So
So, Prabhu, first time traveler or second time or any time traveling to Vrindavan, how to cultivate the mood and what mood should be cultivated?
The
Pray.
mood we should cultivate is one of service. We're not on vacation or just enjoying. We're going to hear Krishna's pastime, just like Jagadananda Pandit. In Puri, he was always begging for Mahaprabhu that he could go to Braj. And one time we know he brought some sandalwood oil. And Mahaprabhu said to him, "You're bringing the sandalwood oil? If everybody smells sandalwood oil on the sannyasi like that, then what will people think?" And Jagadananda just took the pot and smashed the whole pot. That was very expensive, you know. I didn't bring any sandalwood oil, he smashed the pot. And then again the next day he came to ask permission to go to Braj. Mahaprabhu said, "No, now you'll go there, you're angry with me, you'll criticize me to everybody." Finally he gave him permission. He told him, "You go there, you stay with Sanatana Goswami, you stay with the devotee, you see all the places with him. You will not understand the Brishvasis, don't offend them. On the other side, don't become too intimate with them. You want the Krishna is their guru, he's taking care of them. You don't understand him. And then you return. Because if you stay there, just like there may be so many thousands of people living in Vrindavan. There are only a few that are actually meditating that I'm living in Vrindavan. Everybody's eating, sleeping, and making politics. As we say in English, familiarity breeds contempt. But if you go there to Vrindavan, you stay with the devotees, see Vrindavan with the devotees, then you come back and you always think, "Oh, we went to Vrindavan. Krishna Balaram was so beautiful. Radhesham Sundar, unparalleled. The garlands were so amazing, and Varnitai is so blissful. And we saw Prabhupada's amazing samadhi. And we went to Dandagam with Deena Bandhu. We went to Gokul with Deena Bandhu. When can we go again?" And you'll always think of Vrindavan. And those who always think of Vrindavan, they actually live in Vrindavan. The attitude we should take is one of service. Just like there was one lady from Mauritius, and she and her husband lived in Toronto. How somebody from Mauritius with such wonderful climate managed in Toronto, I don't know. But anyway, she used to come and she would bring little plastic boxes of kesher, saffron, and all her favorite deities. She would, especially at Barsana Prikrama, there's one place, Dandi Hari Mandir, where they always decorate beautiful chandan and kesher on the deities. So she'd always give little boxes of kesher in all her favorite temples like that. So we come with the idea of service. And so much service is there. We have just, one round of japa and you can get to the Goshala. You can see Krishna Balaram's cows, you can do service for the cows, you can give some donation for the deities, for the wonderful seva that's going on there. You can give donation because now, in the old days, you had to get a prasad ticket. And now anyone who comes, we give free prasadam. So you can donate to serve prasadam to the devotees. And I'm on the Google groups. I hear all the announcements every day. Some days 13,000 leaf cups of prasadam were distributed. This morning I read 16,000 leaf cups of prasadam were distributed. You give some donation for that. We have devotee care department. We don't pay anything for any of our medical expenses. The temple is taking care of the devotee care department. So you can give some donation there. Just come with the attitude of doing some service. It's not a vacation. And the monkeys will give you trouble and the pandas will give you trouble, but just think of it this way. In previous ages, people took great trouble to go on Trikun. We come by AC car and AC bus and 787s and like that. People went on foot on pilgrimage. They took great trouble. And so now we come in AC car and AC taxi. And so we have to get some trouble. So the monkeys are there to give you trouble, the pandas are there to give you trouble.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So so we have our latest book with us, Braj Leela Part 3, Giriraj, the King of Mountains. And we spent several years working on this. And the other two books I have are out of print right now, but they're still available on Amazon. And this one's also available on Amazon, but it's very expensive. Because everybody loves Prabhuji's photos. So other books have maybe 12, color prints in them. So we put 284 full color paintings in this one. 284 full color paintings. Pictures. 32 paintings. We had to get permission from BBT to print them. And
It's amazing, like if you see
we
Kusum Sarovar, I was looking at pictures. Amazing pictures, Prabhupada. I could never imagine that how many detailed pictures he's taking of Kusum Sarovar inside. So many pastels that in the pictures. Very beautiful.
And for a while the government stopped people from going inside Krishna Sarovar. This was the only way you could get darshan of all of it. And somehow everybody made a big protest and it's open again. So. Good. And 353 pages of nectar. We did a lot of research.
500.
What did I say?
350.
530. I was getting backwards. Getting old. And when we studied Braj Bhakti Vilas, where who is it? Narayan Bhatta Goswami, he gives all the pranam mantras and achman mantras every place in Braj. What to speak of Govardhan. And he gives pranam mantras and achman mantras for places that nobody has any idea where they are. Even after 500 years, so many places have disappeared. So now we have a visual record of whatever's known is here. Only one place I could never find out anything. Somewhere between ISKCON and Anior, there's a big pond. It's always dry. I always see the kids playing cricket, so I just call it cricket pond. But I couldn't find out any information about that. That's the only place we have it detailed in here. Well, we spent several years researching, and 530 pages of nectar, and like I said, 284 color prints and color pictures, and 32 color paintings. And we're only asking small donation of $25 for this. And I'm here tonight to sign it if you want to come. Oh, and you don't need cash. We can accept your cards. We have a QR code. We have all these funny things. Anyway, anyhow, PayPal, whatever you want to accept. So first we'll end with a nice kirtan?
Yes.
And you're all tired of sitting anyway? Huh? All right. Everyone loves it so much anyway.
So,
Okay.
it's amazing that Deena Bandhu stays with Deena Bandhu, and there's so much service and all the stuff, all books he's been painstaking doing that. So, amazing. So thank you, Bandhu.
So anyway, this is dancing music. You won't be able to sit anyway.
Yeah,
So you might as well
perfect.
stand up. Right from the temple. So that Akshay Patra goes to be on. I've been into that Akshay Patra thing. That's where we went to the temple. Everybody got that. Yeah.
Prabhuji, let him sing.
So.
Let's have Kirtan first. We'll talk afterwards. Let's have Kirtan.
So we were just singing about Jaya Ramagata Jaya Rohini Nandan. So it's a beautiful song. This is the place of Balaram, Rasa Yatra, Ramgad. So this beautiful song that mentions many names of Krishna and Balaram. Par karenge Deya re bajo Krishna. Par karenge Deya re. For those who don't know Hindi, par means to cross. Just like Delhi has expanded to the other side of the Jamuna. So that side they call Jamuna Par. So Par Karengi, we're going to cross over this ocean of material existence, chanting the names of Krishna Kanaya. That is our boat. Naya means the boatman. So the boatman, he's going to take us across with singing the names of Krishna Kanaya. Par karenge Naiya re bajo Krishna Kanaya. Shri Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dhama Ki Jai. People of the Holy Ram, to the Prabhupada Ki Jai. आप सब लोग की हरे कृष्ण Prabhupada ki jai. So anybody wants a book and see my friend, and then I'll sign it here. Hare Krishna.